favorite moment was Chase being exonerated of her charges. I felt like it was a bittersweet because once we found out at the end, we found out that girl been locked up for 25 years.
What happens with the remainers?
That's what I'm saying. I don't get the out. Like, how do they be like, okay, you know, you're done with this island. We're gonna wake you up. You know what I'm saying? Like, when do they say that?
It seems like they on some happily ever after type shit. What up, vibers? Y'all know what time it is. It's time for another video. And I'm Yak.
I'm Ivy, and welcome to another episode of Show Realm.
And on today's video, we're going to be discussing another episode of The Island.
We're going to take a look at this. So it's basically about some strangers get trapped on an island and they ain't got no memory or nothing.
But before we get started, grab y'all drinks, grab y'all snacks, and relax your body.
Clear your mind.
Open your soul, figure everything you got going on at home, at work.
All that.
And come vibe with us. Welcome to our room. All right, y'all. Now that we got our drinks and our snacks, be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on that post notification bell so y'all know when we upload. All right, let's get into a couple thoughts about this season finale. So overall, how did you feel about this season finale?
They could have kept it.
Yo,
I just be honest with you. Like, I'm so... Never mind. I'll leave that for the final.
I felt like it started off with, like, it had potential. And then at the end, I felt like they tried to cram so much
I was just about to say,
stuff.
they tried to cram so much into it, and then it just fell flat.
Yeah, it felt kind of flat. But let's get into our first thought, which was, what was our favorite moment? So my favorite moment was Chase being exonerated of her charges. I felt like it was a bittersweet because once we found out at the end, we found out that girl been locked up for 25 years. So it was like, yo, that's one thing that I feel like you can't get back, and that's time. Like 25 years just being locked up for a crime I'm not finna go into that on the reality point because a lot of that happened, you know, today, but yeah, what was your favorite moment?
My favorite moment was the old appearance of the old brother, the brethren, the one that disrespected the warden the last time when he tried to insinuate, when he tried to get old, what was it, old Bonnie. He tried to get him to basically say that the warden was the one who called all the shots.
Because they knew it, they just didn't have proof, and this would be the proof, but
yeah, but they
wasn't
solid.
budging.
Let me ask you something. Do you think she would have stayed solid if old Clyde hadn't took that? Because she looked like she was ready to be like, what?
She was done, and she was pointing them out. Like, she wasn't even, like, looking at him like side-eye, like, nah, this girl was.
No, we weren't working for anybody. We were just... Our mistakes were our own.
I'm like, yo, like, they could see you looking at him when they asking you these questions. Like, I mean, girl, just make it more obvious. You should have just told the truth.
So that brings us to our next thought, which is, who or what was the biggest threat?
I'm going to just say flat out, the island.
That's kind of what I went with.
Because, I mean, it's just... I get what they was trying to do with the project, but it's just too much. Like, too much space for this just to go rogue. And then how y'all doing it on death mate, you know, people that's on death row. Just like, oh, they gonna die anyway, so why not put them through this? You know what I'm saying? Because at the end, do they really give redemption?
Not
Like
no good
Chase was an
redemption.
anomaly. She was an anomaly. Like they woke her up before she, crowed. And that was because she was exonerated of her charges. So what's the out of this island?
And so if there is no Bonnie and Clyde, and the so-say cannibal was a hack, then what happens with the remainers?
That's what I'm saying. I don't get the out. Like, how do they be like, okay, you're done with this island. We're gonna wake you up. You know what I'm saying? Like, when do they say
It
that?
seemed like they on some happily ever after type shit.
Yeah, like I don't get it. Like you just want them to all just be, like I don't get it. So, I don't get it.
So you say the island, I say the whole simulation.
Mm-hmm.
Just the fact that they decided to do this 25 years later. Well, in Chase's case,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where the other ones was. They was like, this the Avatar. So, and she kept asking for her husband.
But
I
he
wonder,
can't.
like, what condition he in?
Well, he's
Because it's
obviously
been 25
older.
years. It's got to be 25 years for him, too.
Yeah, he's older like her. Of course, the half of his face is burnt. Because it seemed like, but it's weird because they said they bring you in the avatar that you in when you committed the crime. But when he committed the crime, his face was burnt. But when he came in, it wasn't.
Right.
So that was a little inconsistency for me.
Big facts.
Because I guess they wanted us to be surprised at the end about what happened. I don't know. But when he committed the crime, his face was burnt. So, but he didn't go in like that. So I don't know. But yeah, so it was just weird.
It definitely was.
So that brings us to our next thought. Who made the biggest mistake? I don't know.
You ain't got one?
I really don't have one. I feel like
That's when you know an episode is lacking.
it wasn't lacking. Like, it still made me want to watch it to the end because I'm just like, okay, what's going on? Then when I got to the end, I'm like, that's it. Like, the warden was always hinting that it was something more, But do you have a mistake?
Speaking of the warden, that was my mistake. The warden, like, she didn't even out you.
Yeah, I
So
don't feel
why
like
would
she
you go
outed
try to
him.
knock her off?
Can anybody hear me?
I'm afraid these are soundproof rooms.
Help me!
Let's do this thing.
No, you can't kill me.
Of course I can.
I'll trace it back to you. You'd never get away with this.
You'd be surprised what I could get away with. Do it, I'm tired of waiting.
Warden Wells.
That was my mistake. Mm-hmm. Now his ass on the island.
Yo, I was laughing too hard. I'm like, Casey and Cooper like ran up on him. Casey.
So you think so they must have wiped his memory because he was like, where am I?
Yeah, I'm thinking they wiped his memory.
They don't understand. He's a menace.
He is.
They better watch their back. They should have went with another season.
To see how the warden fare on the island?
Yeah, you could have bring some more people in or whatever.
Yeah, but what's the end?
Yeah, I don't know.
They would have had to create it more like an ending because I feel like this wasn't an ending. Like in
Yeah, it
Chase's
wasn't.
part, it was an ending. But I don't understand. So that just leads us into our last thought, which is our final thoughts. And kind of like what I was saying about the whole thing. Like, I feel like it didn't give us like a definite answer. Like, what happens to the people on the island? Like, at the end, it seems like it ends in death. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen because, like, I guess the hack has been removed. So what was their plan?
But
They're
I feel
not
like,
going to remove them off. They're only was going to remove them off if their crimes were exonerated. They're on
yeah,
death
that's
row.
what I'm saying.
So
So
are they
when,
going to the death?
that's what I'm saying. So when do you, are you giving them this island just so they can like live out and kind of redeem themselves before they die?
Or are they just giving them this island so they can off themselves?
That's what it's like. Like, I don't get it. You want them to off themselves so y'all say y'all don't have to do it. Like, I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? It's just weird. You letting them live again? Like, I don't understand what's going on with this island. It's like it didn't give us the the definite answer. They didn't say like, okay, we're gonna leave them on this island for like a year or 5 years or something, and they make it out, then we're gonna take them off of that road. Like, they didn't say anything like that.
And then the ones they choose to leave on, like, come on, directors, really? What redemption is that?
Exactly. So when the warden was talking about why would you give these criminals redemption, I was kind of feeling him for a little bit.
Exactly.
I was like, okay, he making some sense, but then he just went way off. And it's like, he was a hack in the system, but I feel like there's always going to be a hack. There got to be some people in there that fully felt what the warden was saying and was like, okay, the warden's gone, I'm just going to continue doing what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? So there's always going to be some glitches. There are always going to be some hacks.
Because the ultimate big boss is the governor.
Exactly.
So they could have went so many ways with this. Damn, Netflix. I feel like y'all dropped the ball.
Yeah, it was kind of lackluster at the end, but overall, I feel like it was a good series.
Yeah.
It was definitely intriguing, was interesting, and yeah, I liked it. I didn't like the way it ended though, but
Yeah, that's kind of how my final thoughts was. My final thoughts was like, it brought up so much potential to the end, and then it just kind of like, what?
like, dang, Chase, 25 years. They're gonna drop that bomb on her at the end, and she's like, "Why didn't y'all tell me?" And the doctor just looking. Why?
No more Galveston.
Yeah, Texas basically wiped out. I'm just like, yo.
Yeah, that was crazy.
But yeah.
And we got the warden on the island.
Yeah, so that was interesting.
So.
But yeah, like I said, overall, I feel like it was a pretty good series. Like, it definitely kept me waiting for the next episode and wanting to watch the next episode. It might have fell flat at the ending and leaving us with questions, but maybe they was trying to leave it open for another series and it just didn't happen. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's probably what.
So they could have been like, okay, we're gonna leave them with this and come with another series, and it didn't happen or whatever.
And Netflix was like.
Yeah, so we don't know, but let us know down below how y'all felt about this island series. Do y'all have the same thoughts as us, or do y'all think this is like bomb? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, let us know down below. And yeah, we have more content coming. We actually have another series that we're doing. So yeah, stay tuned and come get this fire content.